Um, okay, so I always start like, oh, okay, so I was gonna say, it's funny as you get in these certain things, you start noticing like you say the same things all the time. Um, but anyways, so what I was gonna do was I was gonna go to the dog park, but I needed to talk about something first. So yesterday I was outside. I was trying to stay outside a lot, just sitting outside, writing in my journal, listening to music, and a Castelic is so uncomfortable. I just hope it's just arthritis. But I swear to God, you go in to the vet, which you can't even go in. You can drop your dog in a parking lot now, and then they, come out and take him back. You don't, and she's terrified of him. And then they just want to do thousands of dollars worth of tests. I've gone through it too many times. It's just such bullshit. And, you should be able to go in and just find out. It shouldn't be like, oh, we're going to go through a lot of tests. We'll figure it out. So you really have no direction. So, anyways, we'll just keep seeing how she does. But because she cries so much, I'll just go outside and sit with her. And then freaking high alert over there. She's just like, oh. I swear, she's like a crackhead, just like, oh. And then she's got to run and bark at everything and everybody. But it's not like, she'll start and she won't shut up. You have to tell her to shut up. But, let her have a few minutes to bark, for God's sakes. And yesterday, so the person across the street, of course, yelled. Then the person behind me who's working on this person's house came out and yelled again. Then some big old woman I've never seen before that decided to jog. She should have started with walking. I don't want to be rude or anything, but she comes down, it turns at my house and yells, "Shut up." It's like, what in the world is... I have never, ever lived in a neighborhood like where people are just out there yelling "shut up" like that. I lived at this one house I lived at, the one I lost when I got my brain injury. I lived in that neighborhood a long time. And even, because I was always working, especially once I was divorced, and the teenagers were at home and I was traveling nursing. And when I would leave, they'd have big parties. So then my neighborhood had, one of the people who was on the soccer team came over to tell me that there was a, what is that thing called? Where everybody signs it to have me move out of the neighborhood. Well, you can't force somebody to move out of the neighborhood, but they thought, all these parties. So I've lived in some snobby, neighborhoods like that. And that one, the person who had come over, even their dog would be outside all day long. I think it was outside all day and all night. I don't know if it ever went in. But they were gone all day, like most people. And as I would be outside, especially when I would sleep or on my days off, because there for a while when I did 12s, I'd have more days off or whatever. But anyways, on my days off, I had a pool and I would sit outside by my pool and stuff. And that dog would just sit and howl and cry and make all sorts of noise at me because Winston was over there. And I would, say, I can't remember the dog's name. It wasn't King. But I would say, oh, hush, blah, blah, blah. Oh, be quiet over there and stuff like that. I would just go violently up to a fence and start, "Shut up." It's like, oh my God. These people are like, we're going to breed the sound out of dogs now? Or, you only want him there to lick you? I have mine to warn me, guard. I don't know. These people are wacky, man. I'm getting kicked off next door. And just that Gestapo, Ted, who thinks he's the ruler of all information, how dare I try and, give any information to these people. They're too ignorant anyways to even know it's information. They're all just, it is mind-boggling. I've been shocked the whole time because when I very first moved out here, 2.5 years ago or something, and I hadn't put up a fence yet, and you're out I mean, there's animals, like definitely cats going around. You got raccoons or squirrels, possums, coyotes, the mountain lions, the cougars, bears, all that stuff. And I had company, and their dog went over and pooped in this person's yard, the ones who've had it out for me since the beginning. I even offered to clean it up, but no. How dare you let your dog go out of your yard and go into someone else's yard? There's a leash law here. And just in threatening to kick my ass and stuff. It's just like, what in the hell? You haven't even met me and you're worried about poop in your yard in the woods? Like, what kind of psychosis you got going on? Oh my gosh. I bet, theirs is only built and built and built. But, and that one day, when there was these people over there that I heard were crackheads, I don't know what happened to them, but one of those guys was walking to this guy's house. My yard goes way up. Like, if you could look, like all of those trees, like it goes way up. This is my old car. That's the one I'm saving for my grandson. But it goes way up. Like, you can't really see the house. I mean, there's this red and white house, if you can see it over there. Like, I have privacy. And anyways, the guy walked right up. Like, I'm sitting here, and it's right when I very first moved in. And I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden someone's right by my window, just walking right up. I was like, what the hell is... So, yeah, the offense to me out here is like, these people have no... I don't understand them. I don't understand them. And, when I talk about going into these communities where you have, like, you're building, like, a community with like-minded people, and you're building the kind of, you guys are deciding, like, how you guys want your community to be, right? These are not people I'd want to build a community with. I mean, I have 100%. Like, I love this little place. I have put so much work into it, and it's been so cathartic for me in my healing to have this space to go to. And I definitely want to keep it, and I want to keep it open for other people who need to go and heal. It's a really great place to do that, even though you've got some weirdos. But just, it's in the woods. It's kind of private. And I don't know. It's been good for me. But I just don't like people at all. Oh my gosh. And when I first moved here, I wasn't quite used to the weather and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, what the hell's going on? I mean, it's so clear that they're messing with the weather right now. But when I very first moved, it just rained and 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 rained. And I think I just sat in here, I don't know, for sure, probably the first 7 months. Just sat here like I was under a blanket. I was freezing. I was not used to such a moist, cold. It's not even cold. The temperature would be way colder in Spokane, but it would feel way warmer. But it's just the moisture. It just is chilling to the bone. And so the first, 7 months, I sat on the couch, like wrapped in a blanket, like, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of my house. This is, so cold here. I would have on like socks and sweater and sweats and a shirt, and I'd probably put on a hat sometime. I was so cold. And then by the time I kind of, got more used to it and started actually going out and meeting people, and I got on the HOA board. Well, I didn't get on it. It wasn't like I wanted to get on it. I was just helping, what is that when you go and you donate your time or something? When you help out. Volunteered for a couple of things. And then I volunteered for some parties. And I was so good at it. And the haunted house, I was so good at it. And they wanted me to do the event planning. And so they wanted me to be in charge of that for the HOA. And then they wanted me to be on the board to break their ties. And so I did, and I went to a few meetings, and I was like, this is some bullshit right here. This is some absolute bullshit. And then then, quarantine happened and everything shut down. Like, oh my God, I can't even tell you the paranoia out here where I'm at. These people would probably go around like the boy in the bubble, just, zip themselves into a little plastic suit. Especially that girl who, the people are dirtying the air. God. And when I told her that, like, tried to point out to her about the Jews and stuff, like, no, she doesn't, I don't see it at all. So funny, my friend, the farmer one, she decided she wanted to watch this Holocaust movie with her person, who's also a big supporter of the regime. Like that is, oh God, we're so lucky. So lucky not to have the Cheeto, and so lucky to have this. So she thought she would show him, watch this movie and ask him to watch it with her. So he did. And she said he was bawling through it and just, all about the social justice and stuff like that, but could not at all relate it to anything of his own behavior or... So they're just, it's oblivious. It's what I would talk about, that no awareness. And the other day, my daughter was like in a panic over something with her husband. He had gone to work and he had to go work out of town, and she hadn't heard from him. And she was like in a panic, like she's just going through, everything that could go wrong. And, how dare him not, why is he putting me through this and stuff like that. And I said, what I think is going on. And she's like, so calmed her down. And so then the same thing happened at the end of the week. And, she was losing her mind again. And I told her what I thought was going on. And so then he got home and she asked him, and I was right on all of this stuff. And so she goes, you were right about everything you said. And I said, yeah, well, I'm psychic. And I don't know, they were saying something. I said, but the thing is, like I say, it's psychic, but it is really just an awareness, I think. That's what I think. I think that's why so many people are starting to think that they're psychic and stuff like that. Because to me, it's an awareness. It's just like to see in a bigger way. Like, to me, the stuff I said seemed, like clear. But, that's the thing, is like, I don't know, because what I talk about with the perception and stuff like that. So I don't know if it is. Like, I've raised my vibration enough, I've opened my mind enough, and that more information is coming in, which does make me see things that would be considered psychic, because I can see them more clearly, because I don't have so much bullshit fog in my head. I don't have so much, like, but that's the good thing about healing. And I talk about it all the time. I keep trying, to me, that's the most important thing of everything going on here, is the healing. Like, this is your opportunity to look at yourself, and not everybody will be able to. I mean, people like Ted, the Gestapo, the social, this stuff with like these sports teams right now and stuff. And oh my God. And then I saw today Biden. Oh my God, that guy. He makes my skin crawl. He, and I hated Trump there for a few years. And nothing to the degree that these other people. Nothing. I mean, like, I saw him as like, okay, he's an idiot. We've had some idiot presidents, so, that's just the way it is. And I mean, I hated Bush. Oh God, I hated that guy. Oh my God. I knew before anything came out about the conspiracy theory stuff, I just knew. I knew they were involved. I knew those people are so fucking corrupt. But, I mean, I didn't know everything because I liked the Clintons. So, I mean, it's real easy to trick us. So they can show you an asshole side of somebody else and then show you a phony side of somebody else. And we're just like, oh, these people are better. God, it's so fake. But anyways, so fucking Joe, I'm not really sure what the He's on one of his retard rants. And he goes up to the interviewer person. The person has the mic. He goes up to the mic. He goes, "Oh, what? I don't even know what he called us. Maybe he called us the Republicans. I don't know. There's no telling what we'll start calling us. But oh, you think we're just out here sucking the blood out of babies? Oh my God. Oh, this person brings up the same feelings in me as Bush did. Oh my God. And it's not even the real him. That's what's even crazier. It's not even really him. Oh, thank God that guy's dead. But still, this guy, I don't know if he is, if they've got a white hat in that mask and he's trolling and trying to wake people up, or if he really is just a total bag of shit. Like, what the hell? God, these people are disgusting. Especially right now. I mean, the fucking guy's got charges. He's got charges of sex crimes. I mean, they tried to say that Trump did, which, if you took the time to go in and try and look up any of the stuff they were saying about him, you'd see they were making it all up. It was lies. That's what I did. I did start looking into the stuff. Once I started noticing that they were lying about Trump, when I started trying to find out what's going on about this bullshit thing, like, what in the fuck are they saying? This is some bullshit. Because at first I was getting stuff from my daughter, who apparently just watches CNN. And so I was, I was like, out of necessity, I got to go in and watch these talks, these updates. And so I'd watch him every day when he would do those. And then I started noticing that they were reporting it different than what he was saying. And they were, manipulating what he was saying. And I was like, what the hell? And so then once I started seeing that, and I started like looking up, like, what is the real deal with him? Like trying to look up stuff about his records and stuff like that, and saw like what a humanitarian he was, all this great stuff he's done, old interviews. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, they are not even... This is a totally different person than they are presenting him as. They're trying to get people to hate him. And that's when I started seeing shit just blow up with the TDS. Oh my gosh. So I don't know on those channels if they were just really going at it hard, because I haven't watched the news in so long that now the only way I see anything is on YouTube. There'll be clips and I'll just read the headlines. Every once in a while I might go in and listen and see what somebody's saying if a headline catches me, but just seeing the headlines, I'm just so disgusted. They won't leave the fucking Florida condo thing alone. And it is so, when you know that they are the ones who did it, it's so, God, these people are just, oh my God, they're the deplorables. They seriously are deplorable. And then you just label us all these names. Like, I'm telling you, the very instant that I started saying anything positive about Trump, it was immediate. I was a racist. It was like, well, I wasn't a racist yesterday. So when I was a Democrat, I wasn't a racist. When I was a progressive liberal, I wasn't a racist. But now all of a sudden I'm a racist because I'm saying that they're lying on the news about this guy? Like, what? But well, these people are just disgusting, coming out and saying, oh, wait, you think we drink baby blood? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You are a punk. Oh my God, I cannot wait. I don't know how this is going to keep playing out. It's just like, oh God. How long? It's like this elastic band, and they've stretched it and stretched it and stretched it as far as they could go. It's going to snap back. And it's like, we're all waiting. We feel the tension. It's like, oh my God. I maybe had said this yesterday because I know I said it to other people a bunch of times, but it is, if you understand about in society how it's a pendulum, it swings back and forth. We'll go so far one direction, and then once we get that direction, we say, oh, wait, that's not working. We swing back and we go the other direction. And so then when we swing back, it goes another direction and just, it does that. So right now, we've gone so far one direction and it's about to swing back. And I feel the same thing as like with the elastic thing. It's like so much tension, like they're holding it back, and they're gonna just let it go. And then that fucking, it is gonna just be, I mean, it makes so much sense when you think about that and the energetic, like I can see how that whole process could, move the solar system. If that is, if it is, I heard somebody say that the main event, the solar event, the cosmic change event, that will be what wakes everybody up. I have thought all along that people were going to wake up before that something big is going to happen. I still say something big is going to happen. I mean, there's so much stuff going on with the money stuff, and so many people are getting their loans written off, and like all that stuff is switching, and you see like Wall Street is just blowing their minds, and the media rags are trying to direct us a certain way. So you can see stuff is really happening. So but there was something else I wanted to talk about too. Let me think for a second. I'll be right back.